Upton becoming the first Ray in franchise history to hit for the cycle. Tonight, right-hander Jeff Neiman makes the final start of his magnificent rookie campaign. Catch all the action on Fox Sports Florida. Tonight, we welcome you to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. It is Game 2 of this 3-game series. The Tampa Bay Rays hosting the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy and Todd Callis. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us. Rays coming off a big win last night. They're 4-1 on this homestand, and a very big night for B.J. Upton. First Ray ever to hit for the cycle.
Yeah, and really important for him to finish strong, you know, and it's not just the results, it's because of the hard work and getting his mechanics down as far as the quietness of his feet, the low, the shorter swing, more compact. That was a bullet to right center. That was the triple. His second at bat was the double to left field. Got a breaking ball away, just used his hands extremely well right there. And then opposite field, really key right here, going opposite field. I'd like to see him do a lot of that next year. Take those outside fastballs and just drive it. You know, hit a lot of these balls last night with backspin, and then just looking to put it in play. Got a breaking ball up from Robertson and shoots it into right field, and there's the cycle. In 5 innings, he got all 4 hits, and as I said, only in 5 innings.
I like what BJ said about that the fourth at bat when he was going for the base hit. So just trying to keep the ball in the strike zone and put the bat on the ball. Take a look at the pitching matchup tonight, brought to you by Verizon Fios. It will be Andy Pettit with a record of 14-7 on the hill for New York. And the Rays rookie right-hander, Jeff Neiman, he is 12-6, and he's been stretched out a little bit. He's just worked under 176 innings on the year coming in to this start. Quick look at the New York Yankees starting lineup. Brett Gardner is going to lead off, and Johnny Damon will hit number 2 and play left field. Mark Teixeira third. Matsui, the DH. Posada again behind the plate. Robinson Cano is at second. Nick Swisher in right. Harry Kinski at third base tonight, hitting 8th. And Jerry Hairston Jr. will bat 9th. He'll play shortstop.
And Jeff Neiman on the mound. He's making his 30th start of the season. He's got 2 complete games. Excellent record at 12-6. Very solid earned run average, especially in the American League at 3.94. The 105 2/3 innings pitch, as you mentioned, Dwayne, and he gets one more start, fatigued or not, because Joe Maddon's saying, listen, next year we think all 5 starters could possibly have 200 innings plus, and we'd like to go to the postseason, and that's really what Joe Maddon's preparing these guys for, to be able to fit deeper even next year. The defense behind Jeff Neiman, Carl Crawford in left, BJ up in the center, Gabe Kapler in right. Around the infield, Evan Longoria, Jason Bartlett, Aki Uemura, and Ben Zobrist plays first. John Navarro behind the plate. The defensive alignment review is brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. Saving you money is our passion.
We are all set to play baseball. Brett Gardner steps in. Jeff Neiman ready, and the first pitch of this game is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. We're underway here, just a couple minutes late. Gardner at 272. And he takes that pitch in there for a strike. Ryan Runge calling the balls and strikes tonight. And a liner into center, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Couple of hops, and Upton makes the pickup, and Gardner is aboard. That brings up Johnny Damon. Damon has had a very good year. You see 24 home runs on the season, and he scored 106. He's been getting on atop the lineup in the middle part of the lineup, driving him in.
Yeah, and nice design of the lineup, too, by Joe Girardi when Jeter plays. Of course, getting a rest tonight, but when Jeter leads off and Johnny hits 2, those guys set the table for Teixeira and A-Rod, and Matsui and Posada. And Johnny in that 2 spot's gotten a lot of pitches to hit this year. When he gets it, he usually makes good contact with it.
Runner at first, nobody out. 1-0 the count to Damon.
And the captain getting a rest.
We discussed him last night in regard to the possible MVP voting. A lot of people have talked about Mark Teixeira, who's on deck, but I'll tell you, at 35, it's hard to think that Jeter could have had a better year than the one he's had.
Yeah, he really, on a national scale, from a MVP voting standpoint, never really gets enough credit. I mentioned this last night. I thought a couple of years ago he should have won the MVP in the American League. This year, I think he's right near the top.
A little foul ball down behind Mick Kelleher, the first base coach, and beyond.
And usually what happens in this situation, now Derek played last night, it became a blowout game, and most of the starters came out of the game after 5 or 6 innings. I would believe Joe Girardi tomorrow, the final day of the season, would put his starters out there at least for a couple of at-bats to get them ready for the postseason, because in all likelihood they won't play till next Wednesday. So you definitely don't want Jeter, sitting out Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days. Those guys are going to want a couple of innings of work.
Gardner back in at first.
So tonight will be a full night off for a guy like Derek Jeter, as much as he's played this year. That's usually the way managers do it when they clinch early and they're trying to get their rotation situated. There's starters enough rest leading up to their game next week.
There goes the runner. The pitch is wide, and the throw is not in time. Stolen base for Gardner, his 25th of the year.
Well, Diego Navarro made a pretty good throw. He got rid of that ball quickly. We saw him make a great throw the other night with great throwing mechanics, and that was pretty good mechanics right there. Quick feet, good transfer into the bare hand quickly, and a strong throw.
Pretty good jump off Neiman by Gardner, and Navarro made it close. It's a 2-2 count to Damon. And he is out on strikes. A breaking ball gets him looking. That has been such a great pitch all year for Neiman.
Yeah, and I was kind of smiling because there's the curveball, the spike curve. He learned at Rice University. Hits the back door right there. And Johnny Damon's starting to walk across the plate. I wasn't sure that Brian Runge was going to call it until Johnny started walking away. Johnny knew it was there. And Brian Runge rings him up.
Here's Teixeira. He takes one a little high. Off speed, a ball to no strikes. Teixeira tied with Carlos Pena in the American League's home run derby with 39. Pitch is up. 2-0. He's driven in 121 runs. He's tops in that department.
And he's averaged a home run every 14.2 at bats from the left side of the plate. Behind Neiman, Jeff Neiman, you see Jason Barley just standing right there at second base.
And there's a high fly ball back into center. Upton will go back with a lot of room to make the catch. That's the second out. Gardner hangs on at second base. Two away for the designated hitter, Hideki Matsui.
He's had a good year, Matsui.
He has. He's driven in 90 runs, and
he's
hit 28 home runs. And, the way the new Yankee Stadium has been a home run haven, he's hit most of his home runs on the road.
Yeah, and you know what? He's kind of a sleeper for them in the playoffs. I mean, he hasn't really been talked about that much on a national scale. He's had a really solid year. I mean, you always talk about Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez. Swisher's been outstanding, Cano, but Matsui's had a big year.
1-0 the count to the Yankee designated hitter. And the pitch, that's a strike. And for those of you who are watching the Texas Tech New Mexico game, that's a final. 48-28, Texas Tech over New Mexico. Here we're in the top of the first, the Rays and the Yankees. Brett Gardner's at second, 2 outs and a 1-1 count to Hideki Matsui. It's fouled out of play down the left side. It's 1-2. A little buzz in the ballpark here tonight for the middle game of this series. Rays last night pounded out 17 hits and beat New York 13-4. The Yankees wrapped up the home field advantage throughout the postseason. Matsui fouls it back. The breaking ball suddenly became a strike, and he was in defense mode.
Sure was.
Fouled it.
Protection right there. Those numbers for Hideki Matsui: 28 home runs, 90 RBIs, batting average right there at 276. I don't know if Jeff Neiman's going to win the Rookie of the Year award, but he should have at least 3-4 more wins. That's for sure.
And a wave and a miss. He goes up and away with a fastball and strikes out Matsui. They leave a man at second. We go to the bottom of the first. New York nothing. Rays coming in to hit. With the Rays coming in to hit, no score. And the Rays lineup will find Jason Bartlett leading off, followed by Carl Crawford. He's been good against the Yankees this year in the entire East. Evan Longoria, Ben Zobrist, B.J. Upton, Gabe Kapler, Matt Burrell, Deanna Navarro, and Akinori Iwamura.
Andy Pettit has had another solid season. He comes in at 14-7 in 31 starts, 4.11 earned run average, and 190 in a third innings pitch. 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, 19 home runs given up, and the 257 batting average against. And he's pitched very well in the second half.
So here's Jason Bartlett, the 7th leading hitter in the American League. And the first pitch is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, Pettit has pitched very well. He's won 6 of his last 7 decisions to go 14-7 for the year. Ground ball headed towards short. That's Hairston making the throw to first, and Jason Bartlett is out number 1.
Yeah, behind Andy Pettit defensively is Hairston Jr., Johnny Damon in the outfield and left, Brett Gardner in center, Nick Swisher in right field. Around the infield left to right, Eric Ginsky, Jerry Hairston Jr., Robbie Cano, and Mark Teixeira. And behind the plate, Jorge Posada doing the game calling for Andy Pettit. The defensive alignment review brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. Where saving you money is our passion.
Alex Rodriguez not in the lineup tonight, nor is Derek Jeter. And here's Crawford. Carl takes it high. A ball and no strikes. Carl in the top 10 in hitting at 306. He's 9th in total hits with 184. And he takes that for a strike. It's 1-1. Carl was on a couple times last night before he left in the 6th inning. There's a popper into short left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Crawford is aboard. So a single into left. The Rays have their first base runner. And Evan Longoria is on his way to the plate. Now, when it comes to stealing bases, Pettit can be a challenge. He has that move to first. A lot of people think he balks about half the time with that move. And he can keep a runner close.
Yeah, he's very deceptive over there.
Pitch is down and in to Evan.
Yeah, between the throw to first and the line going from to home plate, there's a imaginary angle in between, and he crosses that sometimes with that front foot when he strides. You're supposed to stride toward the first base, but he kind of goes halfway in between.
There have only been 2 stolen bases in the last 20 starts he's made. You saw there he's picked off 6 runners this year. He had 10 last year. The count is 1-1. And they haven't called one single balk on him this year.
Well, the way to steal off of Andy really is you just got to guess right and go first move. Most pitchers, most left-handed pitchers, there have been a couple over the years that can kind of hang, but most pitchers, even if they have the hang move with their lead leg, they've already decided which way they're going, either to first or home. It's very tough to decide once you see the guys moving. I've known a couple pitchers that could do it, but most lefties would tell me that they know they're going home or not, even if they have that hang move.
It's too high. 2 balls and a strike. The other challenge the Rays face in this game with Pettit on the mound is that he has pitched so well on the road this year. He's had some problems at home at the new Yankee Stadium, but he has been very good. He's been 1 complete run better on the road than he has at home. High pop fly, center field. Gardner a little bit to his left, and he makes the catch. Longoria is out of there. Pettit has an earned run average of 351 on the road and 459 at home.
Well, you know, that would tell you, too, in the postseason, okay, the first 2 games in the divisionals are going to be at Yankee Stadium. Perhaps it's CC and A.J. Burnett, even though A.J. is going tomorrow. And then you pitch Andy in a game 3 on the road.
Here's Ben Zobrist over to first. Crawford is back in there. Ben has his average up to 295 with 3 hits last night. So with a couple pretty good games here tonight and tomorrow, he could get back to 300. Let's take a look at what Ben has done lately. The last 6 games, he's made quite a run. He's 12 of 26 with 3 home runs and 12 runs batted in.
Yeah, he does. He's 5 points away from 300, so he's got a chance next couple games here.
It's a soft strike.
Not going to be easy when you go into the weekend. You got to face CC Sabathia and Andy Pettit and then A.J. Burnett. But hey, they've been in the East. They play half your games against the American League East. I think the Rays are used to that.
Up and away, 1-1. And Zobrist is again in the top 10 in both on-base percentage and slugging percentage. And that's a great combination for any hitter. You're having a great year if you can do that. He's 4th in on-base and 8th in slugging percentage. Carl back in at first.
There's that step where Andy kind of goes halfway in between that 90-degree angle, that 45-degree angle with that front foot. Take a look right here. See his right foot right there? Okay, he did. He stepped towards first. But there'll be times where he'll stretch that out a little bit. Looks like he's going home, and then he throws to first. And that's when people think he balked. But that was not a balk there.
Zobrist fouling away a fastball.
Well, on your points on Ben, it's interesting because sometimes he'll swing at a first pitch fastball, and then sometimes he'll just work the count. I mean, that's why he's got that on-base percentage so high. He really picks his spots, and he really knows and studies the pitchers.
And that's the point I was just going to make there. I think that's because he's involved in hitting outside the batter's box all the time. He's watching from the dugout and the on-deck circle. He lifts a fly ball into left, out in front of the off-speed pitch. A changeup got him, and Damon makes the catch. Rays leave a man. We're at the end of an inning, and we have no score.
That he wore on the Urban Cowboy trip, and just certain things that he does, you got to really keep an eye on him. But he's at that point now. He believes he belongs here. He believes he can compete here. Great work ethic, and again, he's had a wonderful season, deserved of the Rookie of the Year honor, I believe. And I think you're going to see even better next.
So Joe Madden talking about his big right-hander out of Rice University, Jeff Neiman, and tonight he's challenging Neiman again. Joe and Jeff both acknowledge that he's a little bit tired down this stretch in September and into October, but Madden wants to see what he can do without his best stuff, guys.
And Jorge Posada leads off, taking the first pitch up and away. Posada, Cano, and Swisher. There's a strike on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. He's hitting .285, 22 home runs for Posada. The curveball is up a bit, 2-1. Neiman coming off the start against Baltimore, in which he gave up 4 runs in 3 1/3 innings and had no decision as the Rays eventually won that game 7-6. Upton is there for this fly ball, and that's the first out. 1 away. He's going to get Robinson Cano to the plate.
You're right. Jeff Neiman really, he's had out of his last 6 starts, he's had 5 no decisions. We were mentioning at the end of the last inning there, when he struck out Matsui, that about the Rookie of the Year award. He may win it. I mean, he's still got a shot. Unfortunately, a few of his games were not saved for him. I think he could have had about, 16, 17 wins.
Yep, that's right.
Easily.
There's a strike to Cano. His last win, which was his 12th, came on the road when he hooked up against Roy Halladay. And that was on the 24th of August when the Rays won that game. Neiman got the victory. Foul ball. It's 2 strikes. Then he followed that with a no decision when he gave up just 2 runs in 7 innings on the road in Detroit. That's a winnable game.
Yep.
For him.
Well, that game he pitched against the Yankees, he pitched great in 7 innings. That was September the 9th at New York.
The 0-2 is high. Following that game in Detroit, he came home in his first start in September and pitched well. Gave up a run in 7 2/3 against the Tigers and had a no decision in that one. Followed that one with 1 run in 7 innings against the Yankees in New York. Got a no decision in that game. So right there are 3 games, absolutely, that he pitched well enough to win. And then he ran into a loss in the middle of September in Baltimore. And it seems since then, you wouldn't be too far off the mark, I think, if you felt maybe pitching this deep into September and some fatigue might have set in. And there are the most recent outings as his innings pitch total is greater than it's ever been.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the writers, they'd remember the last month more than they do the first 5 months. And, if Detroit wins, it could be Rick Porcello.
Line drive into left. That's going to fall for a base hit in front of Crawford, and Cano is aboard.
We were talking about Elvis Andrus in Texas, but they've completely fallen out, of course. But he's still a candidate. There are the candidates right there. I think the real sleeper's right there in the middle, Andrew Bailey. I don't know that he's a sleeper because the Rays have seen him. They know what kind of stuff he has. But 26 saves with a 1.88. I think he might be the biggest contender outside of Rick Porcello. He's got 14 wins, but Neiman, I think, has pitched better than Rick. I like Rick, but I think Neiman's pitched better.
Well, Neiman, of at least all the rookie starters, has the best earned run average. And 12 wins to go with that. Big cut and a miss by Swisher. Strike 1. Swisher going for the long one there on the first pitch. And he missed it. .29 home runs on the year for Swisher. Takes this one as it drops low. Curveball, and the count is 1-1. Ground ball, first, backhanded by Zobrist. Out at second, back to Neiman, out at first. Nice play by Zobrist to start the 3-6-1 double play to retire the side. We'll go to the bottom half of inning 2. New York nothing and the Rays nothing as we go out with that double play. Energy's energized defensive play.
That's a great play. Backhands it. Watch him get off the bag. Backhands it first of all. Then he comes up and throws a strike. Got rid of it quickly. Jeff Neiman does a nice job covering.
We're on to 5. Progress Energy. Bottom of the second inning. B.J. Upton takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1.
So what else is new? How about
Wherever
first base
he plays,
today?
Yep. He's been amazing. Inside. 2-0 the count to Upton. And a late call there by Runge. 2-1.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure if he was going to call Johnny Damon out. A little delayed call when he saw that curveball to Damon, and that pitch right there was right there, and he hesitated a little bit.
Fouled into the screen. So it's 2-2. Upton hitting .261 lifetime against the veteran left-hander Andy Pettit. Pettit making his 32nd start of the season tonight. Count holds at 2-2. Our Toyota Trend taking a look at the last week and a half plus, covering 11 games for BJ's, hitting .400 and a slugging percentage of .600 during that stretch. Inside, full count, and good things happen when Upton can put together those kind of numbers.
Yeah, this is a good feeling for him going into the wintertime to finish strong like this.
3-2, and he shoots it foul down the line, bouncing it into the seats. We'll see another full count pitch.
Well, he was the player of the month in, what was it, June?
June, he had a great month.
Wow. Super month.
Fouls it back. And beyond that, it was a major struggle for him. Let's just be honest. And it's been amazing. And then to see him pick it up the way he has, it just highlights the importance of BJ to this team and this lineup.
Well, see what he's doing right now. I mean, we don't know what the result's going to be at this at bat, but this is a good at bat. He's fouling off some good, tough Andy Pettit pitches right here. And when he was scuffling earlier, I mean, he was just swinging right through those or taking them for a third strike. I think he was caught in between whether to swing or not swing. I mean, he's in an aggressive mode right here, trying to recognize strikes.
He rolls it off his foot. That's a foul ball. It rolls down to Hinsky, but it's off BJ's foot and is a foul ball. So he's extended this leadoff at bat here in the second inning now to 10 pitches.
Yeah, I mean, even that pitch right there, that's a breaking ball. I mean, he fights that off to make Andy Pettit throw one more. It's a good at bat.
And there's ball 4, so he draws the walk. Well, a very good at bat for Upton.
That's a great at bat right there. See, there were times BJ would just, it was almost like he was hoping it would be ball 4. I think he knew that was ball 4. I think his pitch recognition is better earlier. And I think largely because his shorter swing. He's got his foot down much sooner. His left foot when he does that load that he does.
There's Gabe Kapler. BJ's backhand at first. And Pettit has 97 career pickoffs. They officially started keeping track of that back in '74, and since then, he's tops in pickoffs. One strike to Kapler with a foul ball. Gabe's been very good against left-handed pitching this year. All 8 of his home runs against lefties, and he's hitting .280 against left-handers. He fouls it back. Fastball. 0-2.
Andy gave you a little bit different move there. He went quicker to the plate. Not a true slide step, but he shortened up that big leg kick. Just in case BJ decided to run right there. And I'm sure that's what George Hendricks is reminding him of. It could be coming over right now. First base.
Upstairs. It's 1-2. You know, talking about that lefty-righty breakdown, and it's been to the advantage of Kapler to face left-handed pitching, as the Rays thought it would be. He's done everything they really hoped and anticipated he might. But I think the Pettit's breakdown this year, the splits against lefty and righty hitters, they're kind of interesting. This pitch is a little high, and he held up. You know, a year ago, left-handed batters hit only .203 against him, and right-handed hitters hit .325. And this year, lefties are hitting .274 off him, better than right-handed hitters.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that Andy's always had success doing on righties is throwing his cutter in on the right-handed hitters. But the changeup is the equalizer.
And a line drive into left. That ball will hang up, and it's grabbed by Johnny Damon. Upton returns to first. So Kapler lines to left for the first out in the bottom of the second.
And my point is that changeup, when he throws that changeup to righties, I think he has more success a lot of times than his cutters sometimes, because that's what he did to Ben Zobrist, as you mentioned, in the first inning, got Ben out in front. That's a great equalizer. And the games that I've seen, and obviously the games pitched against the Rays, but even other games, he's used that changeup. To me, he's used it more fading away to righties.
And here's Pat Burrell hitting a towering fly ball back into left, but Damon, not yet to the track, is there to make the catch on this one. 2 gone. So the leadoff walk. Upton is still at first with 2 away. We'll remind you that for the news that touches your life, turn to the St. Petersburg Times. Winner of 2 2009 Pulitzer Prizes for excellence in journalism. To subscribe to the Times, the official newspaper of the Tampa Bay Rays, call 877-THE-TIMES or visit tampabay.com. Here's Deanna Navarro. Up and away. An opening fastball to Navarro. Deanna's been much better from his natural side, the right side this year. Hitting .218 overall, but in the mid-270s right-handed. DJ returns to the bag. Rays facing the 37-year-old lefty, Andy Pettit.
See, Andy's smart. He throws over there. That was in between right there where he stepped, but he follows his throw over there and comes off the mound like he's going right toward first base. I think that's why they don't call the balk on him.
And a fly ball back into left field. Damon's going to have to go back to the track. It's going to carry. Gone! Home run for Deanna Navarro. Navarro hits his 8th home run of the year. A 1-0 pitch. And Navarro hit it high to left. They got some carry and got out of here. The Rays lead 2-0.
Deanna gets a fastball up, out over the plate. Pretty short swing. That ball just took off. Nice catch out there, barehanded.
Well, here's Hakanori Iwamura. Hockey hitting .285, 1-0. Well, there's quite a grab out there.
Yeah,
and still plenty of refreshment left in the left hand.
Yeah, he saved the beverage and made the catch with the right hand. Is that Jabba's brother out there? Like Jabba Chamberlain sitting out there a little bit.
Pitch is down. Still talk, speaking of Chamberlain, about whether he'll be on their pitching staff or not. And the latest, it sounds as if he will be for the postseason.
I can't imagine him not. I mean, I know some people say, oh, he hasn't been pitching well. Well, they've really messed him up. I mean, yeah, he's got to take responsibility, but the way they've handled him, he pitched that great game right here against the Rays, and after that, they looked at his innings and said, well, he's going to have too many innings. They backed him off for 8 days, and they started him when he'd pitch 3 innings. He'd go 40 pitches. You can't learn how to pitch like that.
There's a liner into left center field, and that's going to be in there. Damon had him shaded a couple of steps toward the line, opening a big gap in left center, and Aki took advantage of that, picking up his 16th double.
Well, that's pretty much textbook Aki right there. That's what he does best. He shoots that gap to left center, and definitely against lefties. That ball was up and out over the plate. And there's your checkers double of the game. That's a fastball up, had a little cut to it. Aki split the gap. You know, Dwayne, the Yankees don't know who they're playing yet because the White Sox have loaded the bases in the top of the second. It's 1-0 White Sox over the Tigers. And the Twins had a big day game today.
Boy, they did.
On Fox National TV.
And they won it.
They won it.
So that Central Division going right down to the wire.
And the Tigers have a kid on the mound today.
Yeah,
rookie. A real rookie.
Absolutely. Alfredo Figueroa, and you know, he was pitching an A ball last year. He was just finishing up. He pitched at West Michigan and over here in Lakeland. And in fact, he was 0-5 in 5 starts and 1 relief appearance in Lakeland.
Well, Todd's on top of it. Apparently, he's already out of the game.
There you go.
Wow. The kid's already out of the game. 1-0, top of the second. Chicago just scored another one, so it's 2-0. The bases were loaded, so there's an inning going on in the top of the second that is not over yet. And Michael Kadire hit his 31st home run in the 8th inning to break a 4-4 tie, and Joe Nathan finished it off to beat Kansas City today. You know, I was going to mention about DeHonor, about his defense, not the offense. I'm glad to see him swing the bat there, but I think he's been calling better games this homestand. I like that he's engaged, calling some off-speed stuff, some change-ups. I thought he worked David Price extremely well, calling those off-speed pitches, change-ups behind the count to A-Rod. Notice today, same thing with Jeff Neiman. That's what you're looking for. I mentioned this about Pudge Rodriguez. I had him as a kid, and it took Pudge a few years.
2-1 now to Bartlett. The pitch down and in. Well, that's the most important part of catching.
Especially this staff, a young staff. You know, you got a veteran like Roy Halladay on the mound or something, and they're going to call their own game. But a young staff, you know, some of the guys are still learning too.
3-1 pitch on its way, and it's lined into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Swisher will make the pickup. Aki's going to score from second, and the Rays add a run. It's 3-0 Tampa Bay as Jason Bartlett drives in his 66th run of the year.
Well, Andy Pettit having a little command issues right here. This ball is also up and out over the plate. Fastball looking to go down. He got that up, and Jason does what he does best. He just goes right with it and gets another RBI with a man in scoring position with that base hit.
Over to first, and Bartlett's back in. By the way, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention on that Minnesota game the catch made by Tampa Catholic's Denard Span.
Oh, my.
He made a great catch.
He did.
In right field to give Nathan a little help in closing that one out.
Yeah, one out in the top.
There goes Bartlett.
That's first move right there, Dwayne.
Bartlett easily has a steal, his 30th of the years Crawford took the pitch high for a ball.
That's jumping first move right there. That's how you steal off of Andy. You just guess right. Watch, as soon as Andy moves the right leg, Bartlett's gone. See, and Andy, he's already determined he's going home. That's what I was talking about with lefties. They already determine which way they're going. They don't see the guy go when they lift their leg and then throw over there. They're already locked in on home plate. So Jason guessed right.
1-0 pitch, and Crawford hits a towering fly ball into right center field, and Swisher's there to make the catch. That retires the side, but the Rays put up 3 runs, 2 coming on the 8th home run of the year from Deanna Navarro. Car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Eric Hinsky in the batter's box. A ball to no strikes the count. Jeff Neiman throws a strike, and it's 1-1. Neiman now with a 3-0 lead. The Rays with 3 runs, 4 hits in the game. A homer, a double, a single in the second inning after that extended at bat and leadoff walk by Upton, and that certainly contributed to the Rays' 3-run inning.
It sure did. That was a great at bat by BJ. We wore Andy down. Andy had a 30-pitch second inning, and BJ fouled off a lot of 3-2 pitches before he drew the walk.
Wave and a miss. Hinsky is out on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Neiman.
Yes, mixing pitches pretty well here between the fastballs and the changeups and the curves and the split. Fastball up and away right there.
And you know, that's not a high velocity fastball, but it was located up enough. There's Hairston Jr. taking a first pitch strike, and this is what Madden wants to see out of Neiman. Here he is. He's never thrown this many innings in a single season. He had 133 innings last year at Durham, and then 16 innings in his brief stint with the Rays. So that's 149 innings. Well, coming into this one, he had just under 176. And so right now he's got 178 innings for the year. So that's a pretty good bump.
It is.
Up, and he hits Hairston.
Got away.
0-2 pitch, and that's not what he wanted.
No, that just got away. Deanna Navarro sets up inside. His ball way inside, right in the ribs. No chance to get out of the way. No, you know, the thing I like about Jeff Neiman and Wade Davis is that they've had a lot of minor league innings. A lot of minor league innings. You know, 500 to 700 minor league innings is what you're looking for from your guys, and both guys have had that.
And that's really I think the new MO for the Rays. That's what they hope to accomplish in their player development program, not to rush these young players and pitchers to the big leagues, and a couple of pretty good examples with some success.
Well, you know, Wade Davis, boy, you can't say enough about his mound presence. Exactly what the scouting report we heard from Sean Riggins.
Yep.
He was right on. I was anxious to see him. You had told me back in spring training when we did that game, the Yankee game at Port Charlotte when the Yankees were in town. Hey, where did he see this guy? And boy, you were right on. I think he's going to be something special. I just like his demeanor.
Yeah, I do too. You know,
aside from the stuff,
he's serious about it. He's got good ability. Runner takes off. The pitch is a strike, and the throw is a strike. Bartlett put the tag on Hairston. That'll be the second out.
Well, you know what? He's finishing strong. I've mentioned his mechanics. His mechanics are better right now throwing than I've seen him all year. See how quick he is getting around the ball? That's what you believe. I teach, and I love that. I mean, that's how you throw people out. You got to be like a middle infielder or shortstop. And that's what he's doing right now.
There's a nice breaking ball, and the count is 1-2. Well, I'll tell you, and Nobby's, up front about it. He knows that the season's been up and down for him, and he's been frustrated by that from both sides of his game, behind the plate and at the plate. The one thing I think he always felt is that he could hit, that he's a good hitter. And I think that really frustrated him, that pitch to the backstop. And, of course, in terms of the team, I think they're most concerned about how he catches and what he does back there.
Absolutely.
And we've seen a significant uptick in that department.
I think if you concentrate on what he's doing right now, calling a good game and the mechanics of throwing and being ready for guys to go and quick feet like he's doing right now, you don't have to worry about the hit. It'll come. But if you take your at-bats behind the plate, you got no chance. You're going to end up calling, fastball. You're just not going to be engaged. I've been there. I've been there as a hitter. I've scuffled before.
2-2 the count to Gardner.
You got to separate it.
Tap foul outside of third base, and I think you're so right. And I mean, your voice is the voice of experience, having been behind the plate, but that's the primary responsibility of that position is to catch and take care of your pitching staff, call a good game, know your pitchers inside and out, and then hitting is, most managers, they consider that a plus if a catcher hits. They want him to catch and do all the things that a guy can do to help the team and the pitching staff that way.
Well, I first saw Navi when he came to the Dodgers from the Yankees, and he was the starting catcher. And I thought, boy, this guy's got some talent. I mean, he can catch and throw, quick feet, switch hitter. He's going to hit.
A little low that pitch. That's the first walk given up by Neiman.
And then he got hurt, and then Russ Martin came up, and the rest was history. But I look across the way, 3,000 miles away. Russ Martin's not having a great year. He's only hitting 250 right now, but they're trying to go to the postseason. But and I used to tell Russ that and talk about that when I was doing the Dodger pre and postseason. You've got to defense is your priority. Has to be. If you don't hit this year, you don't hit. You keep working on it, but you have to call a game. If you're in a pitching-oriented organization, you've got to call a game and be engaged in that first.
Now Johnny Damon in the batter's box. And the first pitch is a fastball, a strike. Neiman has given up a couple hits. He's hit a man, allowed a walk, and he has 3 strikeouts. 2 outs and a man on in the top of inning 3. There goes the runner. The pitch down and in, and the throw's going to one-hop in, and Gardner got another good jump. Nobby tried to unload it in a hurry because of that. And so Gardner has his second steal of this game.
Yeah, he had no chance on that, so you really don't have time to shuffle your feet. You just catch it and throw just like D'Honor did. See, as soon as Jeff moves the left heel right there, Gardner's gone. And the throw was down into the right of Deanna Navarro, so he really didn't have much of a chance. He just got rid of it.
Swing and a miss. Damon, I think, missed the split there.
That was the split. And he had good arm speed on that split.
A ball, 2 strikes. Too low. 2-2.
Looks like another one right there.
This is the 3rd start Neiman has made this year against the Yankees. He has 2 no decisions against this team. Very close there, but a little wide apparently, and the count goes to 3-2.
Yeah, and a nice effort by Deanna trying to freeze that. He didn't have too much movement where it made it obvious, but watch him just a little. Bring it down just a little bit, and it was wide. Nice effort, though.
Full count pitch. Got him. He comes back and strikes him out. 4th strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-0 Tampa Bay. And the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association Education Foundation, available through donation. Prizes include raised game-worn jerseys, great discounts around town, and a Kia Forte. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets. First pitch in the bottom of the 3rd to Evan Longoria is a strike. Longoria, Zobrist, and then Upton against Andy Pettit. It's foul down beyond Tom Foley. 2 strikes. And a souvenir with that scoop. Let's see if he can talk Dad out of that. It's pretty easy, isn't it?
You got it. File it.
Upstairs. It's 1-2.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Oh, no, it's not too high. Late call by Runge.
I think it surprised Andy Pettit.
Longoria is called out on strikes. Wow is right. Hey, let's go to Todd Callis on that one.
All right, Dwayne. Hey, before the game, they had the voting for the Tampa Bay chapter of the Baseball Writers Association of America, and the most valuable player went to Ben Zobrist. Mark Topkin on hand as the chapter chairman to give him the award. Ben Zobrist outpointed Carl Crawford, who also had a few first-place votes, and Evan Longoria finished third, Jason Bartlett fourth. So Zobrist recognized locally after last year's MVP was Jason Bartlett. This year, it's Ben Zobrist as chosen by the Tampa Bay chapter of the Baseball Writers Association of America, guys.
Well, he had a pretty strong case, I'll say that. I mean, in every front. I mean, he played everywhere. He hit in 8 different spots in the lineup. And everywhere he hit and everywhere he played, he performed extremely well. Great effort. I can't recall of one time this year when we saw anything other than maximum effort from Ben Zobrist.
Well, agreed, including that play he made on the double play ball on Swisher's ball in the second inning. I mean, he plays second, right, left the other night. Oh, we're going to play first tonight. And he gets it. That's not an easy play. I mean, you don't play every day at one spot. Now, mostly he's been at second, especially when Aki went down. But that's not easy to do also. So it's the other side. It's the defensive side, too, where I have to agree with that.
And he waits for a moment to make sure that's a ball. And it is for ball 4. Zobrist drawing the second walk issued by Andy Pettit. First walk was drawn by this man, B.J. Upton, and he opened the second inning. He went 3-2, and on the 11th pitch of that at-bat, he walked.
Yeah, that was 11 pitches in a 30-pitch inning for Andy Pettit in the second. And that was a great at-bat. Fouled off some tough pitches before he got the walk.
Upton sends a fly ball straight away to center. Gardner's there to make the catch. Zobrist heads back to first.
He's reading the ball well, though. He got a good swing at that one, too.
Well, let's see. He'd been on base 6 consecutive times. Last night's 5 for 5, 6 RBIs, hitting for the cycle, and then a walk and a run scored his first time up tonight. Pretty good little stretch right there. Here's Gabe Kapler. Takes a strike. Rays have out hit New York 4-2, and they lead 3-0. Nothing in 2.
About 3 pitches we've seen Brian Runge delay on. That one to Evan Longoria, I still go back to that. Wow, that looked up. I think it surprised Evan. I think it surprised Andy Pettit.
A ground ball to third. Hinsky across the diamond to Teixeira to retire the side. A walk and a man left. We're through 3, and the Rays lead 3-0. 1980, how many American League rookie teammate pitchers have had a 500 or better record and won 10 or more games? That's our Aflac trivia question. Rays sporting a couple of those guys this year. Here's Mark Teixeira. And he takes the strike. Teixeira lifted a fly ball into center his first time. Ground ball into short right. Aki's there. Out of the shift, and the throw to first is in time. So with that shift, he hit the ball right to Aki in shallow right field.
Had him played right. Good curveball, too, by Jeff. He's really changing speeds today. We haven't seen his best fastball, but look at those innings pitched.
Up to 179 now.
Leading AL rookies right there. That's
Hideki Matsui.
Well, that's a good sign. I mean, he's not throwing 93 right, at least so far in the gun today, and probably won't. But look at that. I mean, he's dropping curveballs in. He's throwing some splits.
That's a great first pitch right there.
Love it. Yeah. I like that trivia question. I mean, I think of David Price finishing strong last night, 7 strong innings. That's really going out on a good note.
Well, you know what we've seen. I mean, you're talking about the way Neiman is pitching tonight. He is pitching.
Yes, he is.
You know, the innings have piled up. First time in his career he's ever pitched this many innings. And what we've seen out of him and Price, we've seen David Price, remember now, early, he was pitching 3 innings and pushing 100 pitches.
Right.
Well, he threw 7 innings at 103 pitches last night.
Yeah.
He's made tremendous progress in a short time.
Good off speed once again right there. Great in a hitter's count. Just a good execution right there. Good game calling, too. Look at that. Way out in front. Well, I still go back to that sequence to Alex Rodriguez throwing changeups behind the count, and then finally the 3-2 pitch to strike him out for the changeup.
And a foul ball. They got just a little piece of that one.
I can remember Jeff Neiman, and all season he's pitched really well, but I think a real great sequence was when he threw that split to Mark Teixeira in New York, and that great 7 innings he threw there, only gave up 1 run. That was kind of a signature moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
In a real tight game, he struck Teixeira out with a 3-2 split.
Fastball goes high, and now the count is full.
Because that's what you have to do. It doesn't matter how hard you throw. You've got to be able to do that in the big leagues.
Well, you've got to be able to pitch, and that's what he's shown, that he has the ability to do that. And more we're seeing that from David Price. Line drive, and it's going to be caught by Aki. So Matsui 3-2 lines to second, 2 gone. And like Aki's positioning here in this inning.
Yeah, it wasn't really hit all that hard, but Aki's playing him right there. Backhand grab. Knuckleball, he's saying. He's saying that ball had some knuckleball action off the bat. When you center a ball just right off the bat, it'll have that knuckleball type action. No spin, no backspin, or no topspin. That's what Aki was talking about.
There's Posada. Pitch away. Posada hit a fly ball to center. Upton caught it. That was in the second. 2 outs with the bases empty. We're in the 4th. And a line drive base hit into center field. A 2-out single for Posada. And look at Robinson Cano to the plate. Neiman with just over 60 pitches now. 2 outs and a base runner into the 4th. And Madden would like to have him at about 100. Not push it beyond that.
Pretty much like David Price last night. Maybe, hopefully, 7 innings and 100 pitches would be nice.
Pitch is a strike. Robinson Cano, 3rd in the American League in total hits. 204 hits for Cano. And he lines one into center. Charged by BJ, and he grabs it out there to retire the side. Base hit, the man left, bottom of the 4th coming, 3-0 Rays. A record of 500 or better and won 10 or more games, and the answer is 4. And here they are. This year, Jeff Neiman, David Price. We have to go back 10 years. How about that? In Seattle, for the last time that happened, when Freddie Garcia and John Halama, 17 and 11. Mike Timlin, 91, with Juan Guzman and Britt Burns and Rich Dotson in 1980 with the White Sox. Count to Pat Burrell is 1-1.
I'm not so sure at the start of the year anybody would have said either guy would have had double figures in wins. Because David was down in the minor leagues. You weren't sure how long he was going to be down there, and Jeff was the number 5 starter. Got off to a rough start in that first one against Baltimore, but then settled in. And over time, he just grew on you. The more you saw him, this guy can pitch. I think the league found that out.
There's a strike. Count is 2-2. Well, Neiman's a big guy, as we know. He's 6'9". But he has big hands. And that doesn't hurt a pitcher either, with a variety of pitches. High fly ball, short left. Damon makes the catch and pats the first out in the 4th.
Well, he had a lot of moving parts, too, to get that delivery together. And he's got a good delivery. I mean, he's got good alignment with his feet when he lands. Doesn't step across his body. Gets his arm in a good position consistently. He's able to repeat his delivery. That's why he's had a very consistent year.
And I really think that goes to his concentration level as well. I mean, here's a guy, he's a bright guy and very conscientious about what he does. Here's Navarro, and DeHonor looks at a strike around the knees.
That's the 3rd time on righties in this Second time around the lineup that Andy started off righties with a curveball for a strike.
Fastball up. It's 1-1. And Deonner pops it into shallow center. Gardner still coming in, and out is Hairston, the shortstop, who makes the catch in center field. So 2 quick outs in the bottom half of the 4th. There's Hockey. Trailing one out of play, and that's a strike. Hockey's had a lot of success against left-handed pitching. Not so much, at least coming into this game, against Pettit. And a little tapper, first base side, rolling, staying fair, and he has himself a base hit. Well, he's 2 for 2 tonight with that double and that rolling single up the first base line.
Take it. Big swing right there, little top spin, and we know when it goes down either line, it's going to stay fair in this ballpark. You got to design it toward your club. If you're a running club and you like to bunt, you got to have those lines tapered in a little bit.
The pitch to Bartlett. He takes a strike around the knees. Yeah, and this ground crew here is a good one. I'll tell you, they work hard, and we talked about how conscientious Neiman is. So's this ground crew.
Well, it's funny because you go to a ball club that doesn't run at all, and they play against a bunting club or a running club, they'll taper it to their liking. Anything like that will go way foul. That's a fact.
Not only will they taper it, but they will soak that infield, and we've seen that done on the road against the Rays a few times this year. Pitch is ball 3-1. We've seen that opposing ground crew on the road just let the hose run forever right in front of the plate.
Yep.
And then water down the rest of the infield, the dirt part of the infield.
You got mud at first base.
Mm-hmm.
The base stealers can't get any traction.
Full count now to Bartlett.
Got to stop guys like Carl Crawford.
Yep, that's what they're trying to do.
Maury Wills, when he was stealing all those bases in the 1960s, he stole 104 bases at the time. He broke Ty Cobb's record of 96. He said that the Giants, of course, that was the rival. It would literally be mud in Candlestick Park at first base and in front of the plate.
Yeah, a little tap third base side foul.
Like you said, because he used to hit those high choppers intentionally. Or he used to try to stay on top of it and chop it, hit those. If he hit it off the plate or in front of the plate and the ground was hard like it was at Dodger Stadium, he'd beat it out.
So Aki back at first. He'll be off again on this 2-out, 3-2 pitch to Jason Bartlett. There he goes, and the pitch is lined into right center for a base hit. Aki will go to third. Swisher up with the ball. His toss is into second. So Iwamura goes to third on Bartlett's second hit of the game.
Well, that should get Jason right at 320 after this base hit. That's another fastball. This time he tried to go in. And Jason gets his hands inside it. Pushes it out into right center field. Nice compact swing once again. It gets him to 321. Well, you'd like to see him finish over 320, wouldn't you? He's been that pretty much 330, 325 all year.
And he has been consistent with his offense. Carl Crawford takes a strike. Carl with a hit tonight. He is 1 for 2. Carl with a lifetime average over 300 against Andy Pettitte. Ground ball foul behind George Hendrick and toward the bullpen area. 2 strikes. Pitch count on Pettitte.
Yeah, I would imagine he'd be around 100 pitches today, too. No more than that for Joe Girardi.
Pitch away. 1-2. Pettitte's made 3 starts against the Rays this year. 2 no decisions and a win. All of that came before the All-Star break. Bartlett returns to first. He has a steal, his 30th of the year. That came in the second after he drove in Iwamura. Jason at first now with Aki at third. 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Crawford. One more time to first. One, 2. And a one hopper to second. Cano makes the throw to first. Crawford's out. The Rays lead 2 through 4. 3-0 Tampa Bay. We're at Tropicana Field, headed into the 5th. Rays winners last night, 13-4. They have a 3-0 lead moving into the 5th inning tonight. Nick Swisher will lead off for New York. Hinsky next, and then Hairston against Jeff Neiman. Pitch outside. Neiman got Swisher to ground into a double play started by Zobrist at first base in the 2nd inning. That ended that top half of the 2nd. There's a strike, 1-1. Big cut, a foul ball off his foot. So Swisher doing a little dancing and a kind of a quick step moonwalk there, trying to get rid of that pain.
That's why he's got that guard there. That was a pretty good curveball by Jeff Neiman, and I think Swisher's eyes lit up. I think he was looking to lose it right there. I mean, hit it out of the ballpark, right off his instep right there. Apparently didn't hit the guard. Let's see, or enough of it at least. Like the shin area.
Hey, that's a pretty good quick step on the moonwalk.
Nice, yeah.
I haven't seen a move like that since I had a conversation with Lou Piniella.
I want to hear about that again.
Well, I mean, Lou, you know, he'd back away from you. He'd carry on the conversation, and you're not sure if you're supposed to follow him in that direction or not. And then he'd come back to you, and then he'd moonwalk away from you again. It's a little bouncing ball foul. The count is still 1-2 to Swisher.
How did he go out to the mound?
He'd serpentine. I mean, he'd meander left and back right, and back left and right again. And the more time the guy in the bullpen needed, the more serpentine that walk became.
It wasn't a direct path, was it?
No.
I remember in Seattle days.
Oh, there's a close pitch. Wow. 2-2 the count to Swisher.
Did he take any bases with him? As I saw him when the game against us, he took a base.
Yeah,
we couldn't play for a while. We lost one of the bases. When he got kicked out, he'd take a base with him.
Yeah.
Don't see a lot of that anymore from managers, do you, today?
Foul ball. Yeah, I think the first, that's the characterization of Swisher's anguish after that foul ball off his shin. 2-2 the count to Swisher, leading off the fifth. It's foul the other way, out of play. Yeah, the first manager I think I ever saw who took a base in an argument was in the minor leagues. Remember Frank Lucchese?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Actually, yeah.
And Frank, after he had managed with the Phillies, had a stint in the minor leagues. He managed Oklahoma City back in the early 70s. I spent a couple of years there with that club. Swing and a miss. Swisher is out on strikes. Strikeout number 5, chalked up by Neiman. If you need a cap, stop by the New Era Cap Corner here at Tropicana Field. Located in the third base food court, you can choose from raised caps, novelties, accessories, and a lot more. New Era Cap Corner, the official cap of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Frank was in Texas last week.
Harry Kinski, and he hits one past Iwamura into right field and picks up a one-out single. Yeah, Frank managed that club, and
he's still there.
And he had a rather heated argument with the umpires and the Old American Association, and decided he should remove the bag from the infield.
Yeah, I had a manager in AAA named Doc Edwards.
Yeah, former catcher.
Yeah, had some time, a lot of time in the big leagues actually, and he took one time. We were playing in Syracuse, and the clubhouse was behind the right field wall. And when he got kicked out, he just grabbed first base and he took it and went into the clubhouse. And it was quite a long delay before we played again.
Jerry Hairston takes
the
pitch down.
It was on his way to the clubhouse, so he saw you just take the base with him too.
One on, one out here in the fifth. You never did that when you managed?
I never took a base, no.
What's the worst thing you ever did? So here we are. This is true confession now. Pop foul, and that's backing out of play.
I kicked dirt a few times and did that. In the big leagues, it wasn't a bad thing, but in Texas, I got kicked out arguing to play, and Rocky Rose, the umpire behind the plate, and it was McClellan's crew, and they had missed a home run call the week before in Cleveland off of Rick Honeycutt. Mark Lewis hit a ball. They called it fair, cost us the game. Anyway, I brought that up a week later when he missed another call, and they don't like that.
This pitch hits Hairston.
Yeah.
He was hit in the third, and this one comes up and in and hits him. He hit him with a slider the first time, and that one appeared to be a fastball up and in, and Brian Runge out just to help him walk to first base. And so Hairston goes to first.
Yeah, that's twice. I mean, they're trying to go in, and every time he's trying to go in on Hairston, it hits him. I'm going to start taking that personal here in a second. Obviously, that was not intentional. I mean, Jeff trying to win a game here. They're trying to put base runners on.
Yeah, you don't want to put two men on to get the potential tying run to the plate.
He's trying to win a ball game here. Jeff like to get number 13. It's been a while. Got to play up for the bunt now with Gardner. But Rocky, I said, and Rocky, you missed that call last week too, and you're gone. So I don't know. I walked to the dugout in Texas there, and I flipped my hat. I guess the crowd roared. I guess it landed right on the plate. It wasn't a bad thing that I did. I didn't even look what I was doing. I just back flipped my hat. It circled about 30 feet in the air, and the crowd roared. It landed. They tell me it landed right on the plate. I never saw it. So.
You know, there are all kinds of prevailing winds in Arlington, Texas. You don't know where your hat's going to wind up.
I guess I was an accurate hat thrower.
There's a one-hopper to short. Nice stop by Bartlett. Throw to first by Aki. Not in time, but what a play by Bartlett on the ball. Hit up the middle by Gardner. They get the force on Hairston at second on an outstanding play by the Rays shortstop.
That had base hit all over it. Great range. Picks it. Nice flip to Aki and a quick turn. Gardner can fly, but that's a great effort for two, let alone getting the first one right there. That's a tough play to make a nice flip, and then Aki still had presence of mind to try to get two, and he just did miss him, not by much. What a great play.
So it's Johnny Damon now with men on the corners. Hinsky at third and Gardner at first. Damon hitting .279 this time in, and the first pitch is a strike, a fastball. Lehman got Damon on a curveball in the first and what appeared to be a 3-2 slider in the third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back door.
Damon lays off a breaking pitch. Curveball down. 1-1. Damon came into this game 2 for 5 against Neiman. And he's had some big hits against the Rays.
Yeah, too many big hits.
Over to first. The runner Gardner's back in. Gardner has stolen a couple bases tonight.
Well, in the jumps he's getting, he'll go again, even though there's 2 outs. I mean, they're down 3, but if he can get in a scoring position easily, he'll do it. That's why Jeff threw over there.
And another move. Two outs with men at first and third. A ball and a strike to count to Damon. And a ground ball that's headed toward the middle and out of the reach of Iwamura. Hinsky scores. Gardner's going to go to third, and Damon grounds a base hit and a run batted in, making it 3-1.
Yeah, that's too bad because really that's a routine ground ball, but the Rays do have the proactive defensive alignment, and they were way over in the hole. Aki was way over to the right side, but in a normal setup, that two-seam fastball, that's a routine out. See where Aki is? I mean, he's way over, and he can't get to it. because the charts will tell you that most of the time when Damon hits it on the ground, he hits it on the ground where Aki was at. At that time, they got burned on it.
Damon's 80th run batted into the year, and here's Mark Teixeira. The Rays have the shift on for him. The pitch is lined into right field for a base hit. That's going to score Gardner. Damon goes to second, and it's a 3-2 ball game. Teixeira didn't waste any time and jumped on the first pitch. Lined it into right, picking up his 122nd run batted in this year.
Yeah, that's how close this game is. The ground ball that Damon hit was about 3 feet away from Aki, and it could have been out of the inning, and instead now it's a 3-2 ball game. That's a fastball really up out over the plate. And Teixeira beats the shift, gets it over Aki's head. Make it 3-2.
Here's Hideki Matsui. Matsui is struck out and lined out. And the first pitch breaking ball in for strike one.
I really want to see Jeff be able to work through this, get out of this inning without his best fastball today. See, those hits were off his fastball. The two-seamer to Damon, and the last one just looked like a four-seam fastball up.
The 0-1, fastball away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'd like to see Jeff work through this and then go out there for one more. Try to get 6 innings. Keep the game right here, 3-2.
And the pitch up again. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, this is a count where Jeff's been throwing off speed behind the count all day. This a little bit longer inning right here. He's about to throw his 22nd pitch, but good time for his split right here.
2-1 the count. And ball 3, a fastball. That pitch up and away by plenty.
Yeah, he doesn't have his best fastball, so I'd like to see him throw off speed there. He's been throwing some pretty good splits today.
That's Posada on deck. A 3-1 count. And a foul back. He came in with a fastball there.
He did, yeah.
So the count is full.
Yeah, maybe he'll drop it on him right here. That was a 3-1 fastball. He's trying to go away, but see, that ball's right down the middle. Big swing by Hideki. Drop a nice off-speed pitch on him right here. Get him swinging.
Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball and a one-hopper to second. Aki's got it. Throw to first, retired to side. He got him on the curve. It's a 3-2 game, middle of the 5th. Rays. 3-2, and so the Rays lead by a run. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up, and Evan Longoria leads off against Andy Pettitte. Pitch is down, a ball and no strikes.
Lance Cormier is up in the Rays bullpen. That could be it for Jeff. He's got 87 pitches, 54 for strikes. He leaves with a 3-2 lead. That might be enough, because at most he's going to go one more.
Longoria fouled the fastball back. He had a pretty good pitch right there.
Yes, he did. I think Joe would like to get Jeff out of there with a nice. He got through that inning. He got that last out. I mean, that's a nice taste. I think that probably is going to be it for Jeff Neiman.
And that's a strike.
And you let him work through that inning too, which is what you want to see. You want to see Jeff be able to work through that with men on base like that. When he didn't have his best fastball, but he had a good curveball, good split.
Well, if he does take him out now, he will have made 30 starts in his rookie year. His earned run average is going to be roughly the same as when he entered this game. And at the very worst, he could be 12-6, and he's still got a chance to win it. He could be 13-6.
I think it's the right move. I like that, what Joe's going to do here.
3-2 the count to Longoria.
Dwayne, the other thing is if a man gets on or two, he's going to take him out anyway. So let him. He walked off the mound there. He got that last out. I think it's the right way to go leading into the winter.
Three-two and a high fly ball lifted deep into left center. Damon feeling for the wall, and he got it right up by the 370 marker. He stayed with it and made the catch on that long drive hit by Evan Longoria.
Oh, he sure did. He tracked it and he fell to the wall, and Johnny did a nice job knowing exactly where he was at, staying with that one. Good swing right there. Just got underneath it a little bit too much, but it's toward the 370 sign. Johnny feeling for it, and he got it.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Pitch to him is low. Now the Rays have hit that home run tonight by Deanna Navarro. They have a club record 198 home runs on the year. They have 3 runs scored. They have 799 runs scored this year. So if you like round numbers, you'd like to get to 200 home runs and somewhere over 800 runs scored.
Yeah, absolutely you would. That's 5th in the American League, 198 home runs. That tells you how tough this league is.
Mm-hmm.
You had 198 home runs, you'd think you'd be first. Well, the Yankees are first with 242.
Yep, they've scored over 900 runs.
Yeah.
Two and two now to Zobrist. Had a little movement in.
Sure did. Nice cutting action right there. Typical Andy Pettitte in on the righties. Derek just relaxing. He's in deep in thought.
Yep. The tap foul. Again, Ben Zobrist, the most valuable player for the Rays. That was awarded before the game tonight by the Tampa Bay chapter of the Baseball Writers Association of America. And that's a little wide. Stayed out there, and the count is full. Ben hitting .294 for the year. Shot up the right side, foul. Force another 3-2 pitch. And that's ball 4, down and in. Ben Zobrist draws his second walk of the night. Don't forget, Sunday, Family Fun Day presented by the St. Petersburg Times. You can get a ticket, Pepsi product, and a snack starting at just $25. So come out tomorrow. The Rays and the Yankees wrap up the series, and the first 10,000 youngsters 14 and under receive that Raymond Wind-Up Walker. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets. Now B.J. Upton. Down and in. Both bullpens busy. Cormier throwing down the right side for the Rays, and down the left side the Yankees have the right-hander Alfredo Aceves.
Interesting pitch sequence from Pettit. The second time around the lineup, the righties were getting curveballs first pitch. This time around, they're getting a variety of cutters first pitch.
BJ takes this one in off the plate, 2-0.
Giving the hitters a different look each time around the lineup. This is the third time around. And those are things you got to track too. If you're the hitting coach or if you're a hitter, you got to recognize that early so you can take advantage of that.
And it's low to BJ. 3-0. Well, the other thing, when you see a hitter suddenly start to hit the way BJ has, you can just tell by their reaction at the plate how they track the ball.
Yeah, he's seeing it. He's reading the ball well. And you saw that with that walk in the second inning that led to a 3-run inning.
3-0 with the runner on the move, and there's ball 4. Zobrist goes to second. Upton draws his second walk tonight.
I love that, ceiling 3-0 and a guy like Andy Pettit, because no lefty's going to think in that situation you're going to run. And if that would have been a strike, Ben would have still been at second base. That's a great move.
Speaking of moves, that's going to be it for Andy Pettit. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Unlimit yourself.
Season, and Joe Madden talked about what it means for BJ to finish strong.
I think it means a lot. Anytime you can do anything to reinforce your confidence, it's good. And the other thing is, I mean, here's a young man that struggled on the big league level all year. I mean, sometimes you struggle in the minor leagues, and then you get through it, then you come to the big leagues. Some guys are sent back and then come back up. But he carried out this entire season and battled through it very well, and I really like that aspect of it also. To be able to go through all those tribulations here in the future is probably going to bode him well.
Joe Madden on B.J. Upton. That's our Geico quote of the game. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Upton's at first, drawing the walk. Zobrist at second. He walked and has been moved along to second base. Alfredo Aceves takes over for Andy Pettit. Willie Ibar will pinch hit now for Kapler.
This guy's a strike thrower, 66 strikeouts, only 16 walks, and he'll throw his changeup anytime, any count.
And now Zobrist took off, and they throw the ball away. Zobrist will score. Upton around third. He will score, and the Rays get a gift of 2 runs here in the 5th inning. Zobrist set to take off, and Aceves had him caught. But the Yankees throw the ball away and 2-run score.
You know what? That's very interesting to me because I was watching Aceves last night when the Yankees were stretching, and he was working with one of the coaches on the inside move, and that's what he did. He didn't exactly do the whole inside move. He picked the left leg up and he threw to third.
So that makes it a 5-2 game. Before he had thrown a pitch. Finally, when he does, it's a strike to Ibar. The bases are now empty, and the Rays have added a couple runs. Foul ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just watching it, like I was watching DJ last night, batting practice. I was watching the Yankees, and I'm saying, what is he doing? And he's down here near the Yankee dugout. He was working on the inside move, knowing that if he gets in with men on base, the Rays will do that, take off, and he still didn't execute it.
Yep. So the Rays on the error score 2. Of course, those runs charged to Pettit. We have yet to determine if they'll be earned runs or not. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So again, the Rays have a 3-run lead. That's fouled back. Holds it at a ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is outside. 2-2. So the walks have been turned into a couple of runs on the throwing error by the reliever Aceves. That's a strike called on the inside corner. Ibar caught looking. 2 outs.
This guy just changes speeds, changes location. That's a fastball in. Posada sets up in. And he hits his spot perfectly, right over the inside corner. That's a tough pitch. Great execution.
Here's Pat Burrell. Pat 0 for 2. It's a fly ball into left again. This time Damon on the run, and he makes the catch for the 3rd time on Burrell to retire the side. 2 unearned runs. Rays will take them, and they lead 5-2. get a couple runs in the bottom of the 5th, and now they make some changes in the 6th. Willie Ibar takes over at first. Ben Zobrist moves from first to right field. And Lance Cormier is going to be the new pitcher for the Rays. Jeff Neiman works 5, gives up a couple runs, 6 hits, and now it's Cormier on for the 53rd time with a record of 3-3. You know, you see Jim Hickey talking about maybe about what we've been talking about here.
Well,
that's that last inside move you talked about.
Well, I think it's a balk because it's an inside move. Even though he didn't go toward home plate, you can't really throw to an unoccupied base. And BJ wasn't at third, or Zobrist wasn't at third base yet.
There's Posada leading off, and the pitch is one hop to second. Iwamura with the pickup and the throw to Ibar. We'll take another look at that because he did not step back.
Right. This is an inside move. He's not going toward home plate, but you can't throw to an unoccupied base. And see, he got caught. And really, when you do the inside move, you wheel and you go back towards second base where the base runner is because you're trying to pick him off. But he got caught with the hang right there, hang move, and Ben Zobrist is on his way to third. So I don't think he can throw to an unoccupied base. But at neither side argued. Now, I will say this. It's just like catcher's interference. If catcher interferes with you and you swing the bat, you hit a home run, you get the best of whatever the play is. You either if you fly out, you take your base because it's catcher's interference, or if you hit a home run, you take the home run. So
here's Cano taking the pitch for a ball. So it actually turned out to be a no call.
Right.
But to the Rays' benefit, the error allowed them to score 2, even though properly called that would have been a balk. But then the question is, they get the better result of the 2.
That's my understanding of it. Yeah, and of course, that's why I used to carry that rule book, and you'd have to look that up. But my initial reaction was that, but I didn't see either side go out and argue it, and I didn't see the umpires call a balk. So you just take the play. If you're the Rays, you're not going to argue it for sure. But Joe Girardi, sure knows the rule that, hey, yeah, you'd rather have a balk, runs at second and third, but you get the better of the play.
3-1 to count to Cano. So the Rays get 2 unearned runs in the 5th, 5 runs off Pettit, 3 earned in 4 1/3 innings. Ground ball shortstop. Bartlett makes the throw. Cano is out of there. 2 up, 2 down. Be sure and place your reservations for next year. The 2010 Rays season ticket plan. Ensure the best seats, biggest savings, and all the great benefits by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or visiting RaysBaseball.com.
Yeah, I'm looking at a rule now. It's a misnomer. They're saying that it doesn't have to be an unoccupied base. They're saying a balk could be called if he doesn't disengage, but if a right-handed pitcher's in the stretch, he can make the standard move and throw to third, and he does not have to disengage.
There you go. Well, that clarifies it.
There it is.
That's the reason there was no call.
Right.
But an interesting little catch right there by you because this game has all kinds of those.
It does. That's why you got to follow
nooks
up
and crannies in it.
Keep reading up on it and say, let me look that one up again. I haven't seen that in a while.
2-0, big cut by Swisher. He aired it out that time and missed it. 2-1.
See, the rules say here it's not to be considered illegal for a pitcher with a runner at first to turn and throw to second.
2-2.
But the rules specify that it's not illegal to throw to an unoccupied base for the purpose of making a play. For instance, if the runner at second takes off to third, the pitcher can throw to third and make the play. However, in parentheses, the pitcher must make the appropriate moves on and off the pitching plate or a balk may be called.
Well, there you go. You talk about the need to disengage from the rubber.
And then it goes on to say in the same sentence, for instance, if a right-handed pitcher is in the stretch, he may make the standard move to third and throw. He does not have to disengage. That's a confusing rule, but that's what it says, so that's why they didn't call it.
3-2. Well, then
maybe called.
then that makes it into a judgment call, and you can't really argue that.
Exactly.
And so there's a cloud of security.
Well, here's my guess. My guess is, and Savius was working on that, as I said last night. I watched him in the stretching, working on the inside move. He did not make a motion toward home plate. If he had made a motion toward home plate with the lead leg and then threw to third, it would have been a balk.
Mm-hmm.
But his left leg did not move toward home plate. Hey, let's promote that umpire school in Compton.
Really. and put that situation on the exam.
Well, you know what it is. It's stuff you gotta work on and talk about and think about. Wow.
3-2, down and in for ball 4. Cormier gives up a 2-out walk. Well, the line tonight on Jeff Neiman: 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 hits. Struck out 5, walked 1, hit a couple batters. Actually hit the same batter twice. And made 87 pitches. So he's followed up last night's performance by David Price. Price won his 10th. He's 10-7. And now Neiman leaves with a chance to be the winner. We'll get a pinch runner. That's Guzman running. Freddie Guzman running for Swisher. Hinsky's at the plate, waving and missing. Strike 1. There's Guzman with the lead. Over to first, and he's back in.
Yeah, I'm reading between the lines. I'm just going to finish this point. When it says the pitcher must make the appropriate moves on and off the pitching plate, I interpret that as long as he doesn't move left leg forward toward home plate. It's just what I said.
Runner goes, and the pitch is low. No throw as Navarro had a little trouble finding the handle on the exchange. Guzman is in with a stolen base. That's his 3rd steal of the year for New York.
You want to save it right here for Jeff Neiman. I mean, he's had some saves blown. One area that the Rays have been different than last year, their save percentage last year was 3rd in baseball, 76.5% of the time. And I'm talking not just the 9th inning, 7th inning, 8th inning, whatever. This year, 64.5. That's 18th in baseball. That's a big difference right there.
2-1 to count to Hinsky.
We've already touched on Jeff Neiman, how many games have been blown for him when he comes out. Turned out to have a lot of no decisions.
Well, right after he picked up his 12th win, he had 3 outings in a row when he very easily could have been the winner. That would have gotten him to 15. He would have been shooting for 16 tonight. Just reviewing those outings, and there were others earlier.
I like what Joe did, though. We touched on that last inning. That was the right move. 5 solid innings, got through that with a couple of men on, got Matsui out. Get out of there with a good taste going into the wintertime.
This one down and in, bounding away from Navarro, and over to third base goes Guzman. It's a wild pitch charged to Cormier.
You know, sometimes Navi will get over the ball, and sometimes he'll do it like that. So that ball, he got down on, but he stayed up because he only blocked it with the glove side. He didn't get the right arm engaged where you turn it back in. See where his right arm's behind him? You got to get the right arm in and turn that front shoulder in so the ball will come right back toward the plate rather than bouncing off to the right. And that's something that he needs to work on. Sometimes he does it.
Down.
Sometimes he does it, Dwayne. Sometimes he doesn't.
Back-to-back walks, a steal, and a wild pitch. And the Yankees have runners at first and third. And the shortstop, Jerry Hairston Jr., steps in. Hairston's been hit twice tonight. Neiman got him threw him a slider and hit him on an 0-2 pitch in the third, and then hit him with 1-on-1 out in the fifth inning. Neither situation would call for or even allow for anything like that to be intentional, and they were not. Breaking ball, and he takes a strike. Two outs, two walks. Men on the corners now. Ground ball, diving stop. Longoria with a throw wide to second. A run is going to score. Well, a great stop by Longoria, and he's almost automatic with that feed down to second from wherever he may be throwing it. But that one a little wide, and that's going to be a base hit.
Yeah, it's a great play. Great play by Evan, and you're right. He makes that throw consistently to second base. This is a great crossover and a dive. What a great play to save a base hit, and then he just, from his knees, threw wide of Aki. And Kerwin Danley at second base umpire, he's all over it.
So a run scored. It makes it 5-3. Here's Brett Gardner, and he takes the pitch in there for a strike. And had a little late movement to it. Gardner is single walked and reached on a fielder's choice. He scored a run when he reached on that fielder's choice in the fifth inning. Takes another one down around the knees. 0-2. So Hinsky's at second, Hairston's at first.
And see that not being able to block that ball and keep it in front. I mean, you got runners at first and third rather than first and second, and those little things add up. They cost you a run.
Ground ball, first base, foul, and the count is still 2 strikes.
I mean, they may say wild pitch in the book, but you know, as a defensive catcher, hey, I should have put that ball right in front of me.
Yeah,
and he wouldn't have advanced. Little things you just have to address. They all add up. But you had mentioned this early in the year, being between last year and this year, things like that the team executed, even that last play, and this year they haven't as well.
Ground ball over the mound to short. Bartlett with the toss just in time to Aki at second with a force on Hairston. Run scores. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-3 Rays. Second by Freddie Guzman. You can see Navarro, the throw down to second base. That's our Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze cam. Navarro got Hairston trying to steal in the third. And here's Navarro leading off the bottom of the sixth inning and fouling one out of play. That's a strike. Oh, 1 the count to Navi upstairs. It's 1-1. Aceves on the hill. A couple of defensive changes. Hairston now playing second base with Ramiro Pena taking over at third. Guzman is in the game in right. And a little popper into short center. Gardner takes care of that. One away. Let's go to Todd Callis.
Dwayne, our Rays Interactive poll, which we're going to wrap up tomorrow. It's a short week, so we won't have another website Wednesday. But we're asking fans, where do you think the Rays are going to end up next year? Do you think they're going to win the AL East, win the AL Wild Card, C, finish over 500 but miss the playoffs, or D, finish under 500 and miss the playoffs? You can log on to sunsportstv.com or fsfloриdatv.com. Click on the Rays link to submit your vote, and we will have the results for you tomorrow before our final game of the year, guys.
All right. It'll be a day game here. Aki takes the pitch down and in. Final game of the year for the Rays tomorrow. They have Wade Davis scheduled to pitch against A.J. Burnett. Aki looks at a strike, and it's 1-1. Juan Miranda, by the way, is playing first base now as one of the other defensive changes for New York. A little looper into short center, and Hairston's out there to backhand it, make a nice running catch. So both Navarro and Iwamura out to center. Navarro's fly ball caught by Gardner, and Hairston hustling out for that little short pop off the bat of Aki.
There's AJ going to make his final start tomorrow, AJ Burnett. And he'll probably be limited to about 100 pitches, maybe 90, 95 like Andy Pettit was, just to get a tune-up ready for the postseason.
There's Jason Bartlett, 2 for 3. The pitch is a strike. Jason hitting .321 right now. Rays beat CC Sabathia last night, denying him his 20th win. 1-1 to count.
Yeah, no 20-game winners in the big leagues. The Cardinals had a nice lead for Adam Wainwright. He had a 19 games under his belt going into last night, and the bullpen blew it for him. So no 20-gamers in the big leagues.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bartlett trying to set a single season record. Carl Crawford hit .315 in 07, and right now Bartlett's at .321. 2-2.
This guy's been a really good pitcher for the Yankees. He's a real good swing guy. He can pitch late, he can pitch long, changes speeds. He's going to be an interesting guy in a postseason for him out of that bullpen.
Full count to Bartlett.
You still don't know who they're playing either. Again.
That's right. Fly ball lifted toward left center field. Damon and Gardner. Gardner runs him off to make the catch. Rays are up and down 1, 2, 3. We go to the 7th, 5-3 Rays. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Welcome back to Tropicana Field with the Rays lead 5-3, moving into the 7th inning. Between half innings here, Joe Madden had a prolonged conversation with Brian Runge and Wally Bell. Runge, the plate umpire, and Bell, the third base umpire. And we're just guessing that's about that play when the Rays picked up 2 additional runs in the 5th inning. And maybe just trying to get a little clarification for his own benefit there.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly what he was doing. Because those are the 2 umpires that would have made the call had there been a balk. But I think really the way I read the rule book, and it's not exactly identified. You have to read through Section 8.0 and all that. And we have it right here in front of us. You can throw to an unoccupied base as long as you're making a play on that base. And that was a steal attempt. But also as long as you don't step toward home plate.
2-1 here the count to Damon, with Cormier opening the 7th inning.
And clearly Asavich did not step toward home plate. He had that hanging. He was looking for the inside move, and once they took off for third, he threw to third.
High ball back into left field. Crawford is there, and he's got it. 1 away in the 7th inning. And the other, just a housekeeping matter, because Zobrist was breaking and Upton following, they're going to get the credit for stolen bases on that as a scoring matter. And then the error allowing the rest of the damage to take place. Well, Mark Teixeira's due up. Cormier got Johnny Damon, and Joe Madden's going to make a pitching change here. He wants the left-hander, Randy Choate. From investigative journalism to award-winning sports coverage, The Times, Tampa Bay's newspaper of choice. To subscribe, call 877-THE-TIMES or visit tampabay.com. Juan Miranda is due up, the left-handed hitter, and so the left-hander Choate enters the game. Cormier faced the left-handed hitter Damon, got him on a fly ball, but with Miranda in here now, Choate, the lefty, against him, and the first pitch is a strike. Miranda hit a long home run here in the 8th inning last night off Dale Thayer. And so the lefty Choate is in to face him in his first trip to the plate tonight. 0-2.
Yep. Joe Madden trying to keep the game right here and get Jeff Neiman a win, so why not? I mean, we saw what Miranda could do off a fastball last night from a righty. See if he can hit the Laredo right here.
And there goes the bat, a swing and a miss. He threw the bat almost as far as he hit his home run last night. He's out on strikes this time. Well, that one well past first base.
Here's some down under right there. Look at that. That's one heck of a slider. Is there an Olympic event for that?
I know.
Bat tossing?
Oh, yeah. Hideki Matsui. And the pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Cormier worked an inning and a third in relief. Neiman pitched the front 5. And a strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Minnesota beat Kansas City this afternoon 5-4. Grant Balfour in the Rays bullpen now. The White Sox continue to hold a 4-0 lead on Detroit in the top of the 8th. Last time we checked on that game.
And they've got the bases loaded again in the top of the 8th.
A strike to Matsui. It's 1-2. So right now there's a half game separating Detroit and Minnesota, and if the Tigers should drop that game, the Twins and the Tigers would have identical records in the AL Central.
Well, that would mean also that they have to use Justin Verlander, the Tigers, to win tomorrow.
2-2 the count to Matsui.
See, he pitched last Tuesday. I believe Monday was a rainout, and they had that split doubleheader, and Verlander pitched game 2. And they'd have to use him tomorrow. Edwin Jackson threw last night and lost.
Foul ball as Matsui got a little piece of that one.
So that would be Verlander's day. You can't save him for a 1-game playoff. You got to win.
Yeah.
He may not get there.
Chad Godin loosens in the bullpen for New York.
And of course the Yankees don't mind that, because that would knock Verlander out of pitching game 1 against the Yankees if the Tigers even get there. First things first for Jimmy Leland. We'll worry about that later.
And now ball 3. The count goes all the way out. Posada is on deck.
Now Jorge getting some at bats. He won't play tomorrow with A.J. Burnett on the mound. He'll get the rest. He's getting some at bats here the last couple of nights.
And a swing and a miss. That takes care of Matsui. Couple of strikeouts there by Choate. 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Ottaway Toyota. Including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Carl Crawford leading off. He takes the pitch. It's in there for a strike. It's Freddie Guzman moving from right field to left field, and Shelley Duncan takes over in right field now for New York. Carl puts this one foul. 2 strikes.
And this should also be for Jorge Posada, his last inning of catching. Get one more at bat in the top of the 8th, and I think he should be done. Probably his last inning of the regular season. And make sure he gets out of here healthy for the postseason.
Carl fouls one away, out of play. The Seves took over in the 5th inning. This is low to Carl. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Fastball. Crawford out on strikes. 2nd strikeout for Seves.
Tough thing about Seves, he goes up the ladder with this one right here. He hits his spot extremely well. He's got excellent command of all of his pitches.
Evan Longoria looking for his first hit tonight. He drove the ball to the wall in left center field in the 5th. With Johnny Damon out there, and Damon caught it. First pitch is a strike. Two. Jeff Neiman started for the Rays. Cormier and Choate have followed. Pettit and Seves have pitched tonight for New York. Two strikes the count. Zobrist on deck. Ball, 2 strikes. Rays scored 3 runs in the 2nd inning. The Yankees got 2 in the 5th. The Rays 2 in the 5th, and the Yankees another run in the 6th. It's inside. Up 2-2. Pop foul back and out of play.
You got a good pitch to hit right there. Just missed it. This guy cuts it, sinks it, changes speeds, throws his fastball up.
And now full count. Evan drove in a couple runs last night. Has 112 runs batted in, 4th in the league, and he's 9th in the league with 32 home runs. And they pop up, foul ball back, and that's going to be out of play.
Not a surprise from Seves with the 3-2 changeup. A lot of work. Oh, thirsty there. Going after that ball.
Three-two to Evan. He fouls this one straight back.
Oh, we got a good pitch to hit there, too. Right on it. Fastball trying to go away. He missed. Mislocation. Good swing by Evan.
So another 3-2 pitch about to be made. Longoria getting time. And that is strike 3 called. He threw him a breaking ball. 3-2. 2 outs here in the 7th. We'll check in with Todd Callis.
Well, Dwayne, you were talking about the central situation. The Tigers are batting in the 8th inning, down 4-0. Freddie Garcia just lifted from the game. He pitched 7 innings of shutout baseball, allowed a double to Adam Everett, and then a single to Curtis Granderson to start the bottom half of the 8th inning. So he's out of the game. Tony Pena in the game. By the way, if they do have to play a 163rd game, if they end up tied at the end of the regular season, it will be Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the Metrodome for one extra game in that building. It's 4 o'clock Tuesday. Tigers and Twins if necessary. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. Yankees are making a pitching change. Back after this. Sign up at Cane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. And if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a home game, log on to CaneStrikeout.com, print a voucher that can be redeemed at Cane's for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cane's today. Chad Godin, pitcher number 3 for New York, making his 11th appearance. He started a game against the Rays up in New York. Faces Ben Zobrist. Pitch is away. Fastball. 1 ball, no strikes.
He pitched pretty well in that start, too, until he hit the wall. About the, 6th inning or so. But interesting acquisition. He's got some value for postseason. He can do a variety of roles.
1-1 the count. Change up. He had Zobrist in front of that pitch. Godin worked 6+ innings. Gave up a run on a home run to Evan Longoria on 6 hits. And did not figure in the decision as the Yankees eventually won that game 3-2. Two balls, 1 strike. Tapper foul. 2-2. Rays have led throughout the evening. They open the scoring with a 3-run second tonight. Two to Zobrist. Ground ball hits the mound and skips into center field for a base hit. So Ben picks up his first hit. He's on for the third time tonight. This is a 2-out single in the seventh.
He's had good at bats as usual, especially the last three. That's a breaking by a little cutter in the back door. He's trying to go, runs over the plate, and Ben shoots it right back through the middle, skips off the mound and into center field.
So here's BJ. 0 for 1, 2 walks, a steal, and 2 runs scored. He takes a big cut at that first pitch fastball. Strike one. It's low. 1-1. Joe Madden and Davey Martinez in the Rays dugout. Yeah, that one was pretty close. Ball 2.
Good eye. You're right, though. He's tracking it well. He read that down right out of his hand.
Zobrist away from first. And the pitch is high. 3 balls had a strike. Willie Ibarra would be next if Upton kept the inning going. Over to first, and Ben is back in. One more time to first on Zobrist. Miranda at first. Fouls this one the other way out of play. So that takes it to 3-2. This will free Zobrist at first. Here goes the runner, and the pitch, a swing and a miss. Up and out on strikes, retiring the side. We go to the 8th. 5-3, Tampa Bay.
Written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
On to the 8th inning we go from Tropicana Field. Rays lead 5-3. Jorge Posada to lead off. Randy Choate on the hill for the Rays. Pena next, and then Guzman.
30,084. 30084.
First pitch from Choate down. Lehman 5, Cormier an inning and a third. Choate got credit for 2/3, couple of strikeouts in the 7th inning. There's a strike. It's 1-1.
Jorge's had a pretty solid season for a comeback here, you know, with the bat. And
driven in over 80 runs.
yeah, throwing the ball well.
That's a strike. 1-2.
Pretty important piece for the Yankees this year. Another kind of unsung guy, you know, with all the talk about Mark Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez.
Foul ball. Reflecting off the front of the Rays dugout and into the stands for a souvenir. And a fly ball toward the line and right. That's Zobrist over there. So Posada is retired. One away. Be sure and tune into Sun Sports tomorrow for primetime Knowles. Keith Jones, Tom Block, and Whit Watson call the gridiron action. Florida State faces Boston College. Primetime Knowles Sunday at 7 on Sun Sports. Ramiro Pena batting for the first time in this game. He takes a strike. It's close to Pena. It's 1-1. Pena had a couple at bats last night, entering the game in the 7th inning. Actually drove in a run in the 9th with a base hit. And a ground ball up the middle. There's a base hit into center. So Pena has another hit here. 1 on, 1 out of the 8th. Take a look at the Rays hole leaders. Brought to you by Just for Men Hair Colors. Middle relievers keep their teams in the game. You too can stay in the game with Just for Men Hair Color. The hitter will be Freddie Guzman. Guzman had 1 at bat last night and a fly ball to left. He shortens on the bat. That's a strike, says Brian Runge. Guzman entered the game tonight as a pinch runner in the 6th inning and swiped second base. Grounds it back, 0-2.
Randy Choate working on his 5th hitter. Get a chance to face some hitters and some guys from the right side.
Guzman Waiting on Choate. The pitch, a little tap to third. Longoria barehanded, and the throw to first. Not in time to call. That's going to be a base hit. Pena goes to second, and Guzman with the infield hit on the little tap down to third. Longoria did about everything he could do.
Yeah, tough play. Too much speed for Guzman right here. See Evans playing deep and back. A swing bunt right there. Evan does an excellent job at making this play, but he couldn't get enough on it to get it over there in the air. Look at that, off balance. And even if he did, I think Guzman would have been safe.
So the Yankees with a couple of men on in the 8th inning. Barry Kinski and his left-handed bat coming to the plate. Kinski has struck out, singled, and walked tonight. Wave and a miss. Strike one. Two on, one out. Balfour remains busy in the bullpen for the Rays. Grant, the right-hander. Down and away, 1-1. Choate to face Hinske. With Balfour ready up the right field line. Strike two.
Pitch right there. Painted him up outside corner. Like across the outside corner, not where Deanna caught it. Let's see. Yeah, just ticked the corner of the plate. Tough pitch.
Check to the runners. 1-2. Hinske fouls it back. Making contact to stay alive. Jerry Hairston Jr. on deck. Fouled again. Something Hinske can do.
He's hanging in there. Yeah, he's battling. Fell off some tough pitches looking for one mistake.
Pena on second, Guzman at first. 1-2 again. Away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Choate to Hinske, and a tap foul. He continues to make it difficult up there. Hinske does.
It's a battle. Randy's got a couple more pitches left in him. Balfour will face Hairston. You just got to win the battle and stay with it. Keep making those good pitches.
The 2-2. Ground ball back to the mound. Choate to second, out there, over to first, out there for the inning-ending double play. 1-6-3 on the double play. Choate, Bartlett to Ibar. That retires the side. Bottom of the 8th coming. 5-3 Rays. Five to 3. Randy Choate got the double play ball out of Eric Hinsky. That ended that threat in the top half of the frame.
Yeah, he won that battle. He made some good pitches. He won that battle, and I like when he did pick the ball. He took his time and made a nice feed to Jason Bartlett, a veteran pitcher out there. He did not rush his throw. Made sure he got the first out with an accurate throw to give Jason a chance to turn it, and he did.
There's Willie Ibar to open the bottom of the 8th against Chad Godin. First pitch is a strike. Willie entered as a pinch hitter in the 5th. Francisco Cervelli now doing the catching. That's a strike to Ibar. 0-2.
Jose Molina should catch tomorrow.
Foul up the right side. They have Burnett on the hill, and they've been a tandem.
Yeah, it's kind of his personal catcher now, I think. They certainly don't lose anything defensively. In fact, I think they gain a little bit. Jorge's done a nice job, but Molina's outstanding.
Cut and a miss by Ibar. He's out on strikes. Second strikeout for Godin. It's Pat Burrell up there.
But the Yankees, could take 3 catchers for that reason, because if you want to pinch hit for Molina, it would be Jorge, and you don't have anybody left. So Cervelli may make the roster.
Burrell takes the first pitch high. Pat's 0 for 3. 3 fly balls to left field for Pat tonight. Like just to get one with a few more feet on it. 2-0.
Yeah, it's been a long year for Pat this year. Like for a stretch there, he was coming out of it, and then hovering around 224, 225 most of the year.
Fouls it back. 2-1. All 5 of the Rays runs off Pettit tonight. 3 earned. And a pop up. That's foul and will be out of play. And the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. breaking ball is fouled back. So we'll see another 2-2 pitch. Bennett worked 4 1/3. Aceves 2 1/3. Godin got the final out in the 7th and the first out in the 8th. And there's a liner into center field. That's going to hang up. Gardner came on to make the catch. 2 outs. With that, let's once again check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thank you so much. You know, today is the 3rd day of Fandemonium, and tomorrow's the finale. And we have Ralph Daniels with me. He came up from Venice with his wife, Maureen. He got a scratch-off ticket today, and what'd you win?
One jerseys for one of the players tomorrow.
He got one of the game-worn jerseys. So the scratch-off ticket, suggested donations at games 4 and 7, and it benefits, as you know, the Rays Foundation and also the Restaurant and Lodging Foundation Association. So nice job coming up from Venice to win a jersey. So they'll be back tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
Well, that's great. First pitch from the Navarro's grounded to first. That ends the inning. We go to the 9th, 5-3 Rays. .com for more information. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. The Rays have a 5-3 lead moving into the 9th inning. I'm utterly speechless, Kevin.
That's the new look. Next spring.
Grant Balfour goes to the mound following Neiman, Cormier, and Choate. 73rd appearance for Balfour. Jerry Hairston Jr. leads off, and the pitch is a strike. So Hairston has been on 3 times tonight. Fouls this one back, 0-2. Twice hit by a pitch, and he singled in a run in the 6th inning. With a base hit to third. Upstairs. 1-2. The top of the 9th.
Double action behind Grant Balfour. I like it though, because you really want to get this win with Dan Wheeler up the right-hander for us and Frank Childs lefty. You really want to get this win for Jeff Neiman.
2 the count to Hairston. Peek into the Rays bullpen. Pitch is foul, the fastball. Holds the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd of a little over 30,000 here tonight. The Rays and the Yankees tomorrow afternoon in the wrap-up game. Wrap-up game of the season for the Rays, and first pitch is 1:38. We'll be with you on Fox Sports Florida beginning at 1. Fly ball up the right side, down toward the bullpen. And of course, we'll have Rays Live, the post game, coming up immediately following the conclusion of this game. Count holding at 2-2 on Hairston. Another foul ball back.
Well, that's why you play 162. Tigers and Twins are now even.
Oh, how about that?
Wow. White Sox finished them off 5-1.
Again, a foul ball out of play. So we'll take a look here. Tigers losing at home to the White Sox, and the Twins knock off Kansas City. They're in a dead heat going into the final day of the season tomorrow.
And how about Freddie Garcia? 7 solid innings for the White Sox. Coming back.
2-2, fly ball toward the line and right. Zobrist is there, and he makes the catch. So Hairston finally retired after a long battle here against Balfour.
He's a tough out today.
Well, Brett Gardner. Gardner has a single, a walk. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 5th. And retired in the 6th inning. Hitting .272. Balfour starts him with a strike. Two-run ball game in the 9th. Balfour fires another strike in there. 0-2. This time, a ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 call. Gardner caught looking. 2 gone.
Yeah, that's just paint right there. Good pitch by Grant. Outside corner at the knees. Right there. Good freeze right there by Diano Navarro. Gives Runge a good look. Like it might have been a tick outside, but hey, it's 161, right?
That's right. Here's Shelley Duncan.
That was a pretty good pitch. Hey, Runge's telling me, hey, that's too close to take.
I like that philosophy.
Yep. It's the way it used to be. Nobody has that good an eye to know it's a half an inch off the outside corner or not. Better swing it back.
Swing and a miss by Duncan. Count is 1-1.
Well, that's interesting. Verlander has to go tomorrow.
Yep.
And, you know, that's just to win their game. And if the Twins win, then we got a 1-game playoff.
That's a strike, 1-2. So it could be a couple more days before that Central is decided.
Yep.
Swing and a high popper, foul. Ibar digging hard, but he's going to run out of room. The count remains 1-2 to Duncan.
Jimmy Leland's been saying for weeks it's going to go down to the final day, and he was right. He was absolutely right.
Two outs, bases empty. Balfour against Duncan. And he fouls the fastball back, and Balfour had a little something extra. That was that 96, 97 neighborhood in the velocity department.
Yeah, he's going for the punch out right here. That was 97. Let me just go after it again. He's got a 2-run lead. He'll go up the ladder maybe one more time.
Swing and a miss. How about that?
Yeah, I like
He
it.
came back with a breaking ball and strikes him out. That ends the game, and the Rays are winners. It's a 5-3 final. The Rays win their 84th game of the year. This one, a 5-3 score. Back in a moment.